She said that she has mad stuff to do, mad work to do, right? Now, if you want to fuck your girl and you want her to fuck you, why don't you do some of that work? And even then, I don't care why you feel like you're not enough. That isn't what the problem is. The problem more so is that you feel like you're not enough and you're looking for somebody else to make you enough. If you have a guy that you're talking to and he is afraid to be confronted about your relationship with him, that's a red flag. I think today I have to do that because I've kind of felt hyped up anyways. But my name is DonivanGray, and welcome to the Bamboo Project Podcast, where you can see how we turn our life into a living. Right now, a purpose of this podcast is so you can see how we turn our life into a living. I already said that, right? But I'm going to explain exactly what that means. People who are new to the podcast. So imagine what it would be like if you saw maybe like Kevin Hart, you saw Jay-Z or Barack Obama when they were 25 years old, when they were 20 years old, and you saw the trials and tribulations they had to go through to get to where they are now. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm documenting this through a podcast, okay? So I want to start off by giving a shout out to the Bamboo Project family. I appreciate everyone who tunes in every week. This may be your first episode, but for everyone else, this is episode 31. And if this is your first episode, you have a lot of catching up to do. It's a lot of work, all right? So if you do not have a YouTube Premium, because a lot of people don't, or you don't have the time to sit down and actually watch the whole podcast, and you want to hear the audio instead while you're going to work, getting things done around the house or in the middle of a pandemic, the link for that is in the description below. Water break. This podcast is on Anchor, Breaker, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public, Spotify, Castbox, Overcast, and Pocket Cast. Like I said, the description to hear this podcast, if you're watching it on YouTube, is in the description below. And if you're listening to the podcast through one of those platforms I just mentioned, we have a YouTube channel. It's called The Bamboo Project. That's what it's called, The Bamboo Project. So we have 100 plus videos of cooking tutorials. We have travel lifestyle vlogs. We have tips on makeup and hair growth. And we post multiple videos every week. Actually, right now, what we're doing on that channel is we're wholesaling property. So you can see us learn from square one, whatever the fuck we don't know what we're doing. So we're going through it from square one. You can see and watch us do that. My producer telling me to slow down. You can see I'm kind of hyped up for some strange reason. I don't know why. You know why? I know why, because I feel like it's going to be a great podcast. That's why I feel it in my bones. Either way. Oh, you can see us wholesale videos, wholesale houses on YouTube. And if you are not watching on YouTube and you don't know what we look like and you want to see what we look like, you can see us on social media. Mine is DonivanGray, DonivanGray. My beautiful girlfriend's is AnetaBurn, AnetaBurn. My Instagram and Twitter are the same thing. Oh, excuse me. So, Bamboo Project, like I said before, is showing us how we go from being regular people to being billionaires. So we have multiple different projects, okay? We have the Bamboo Project food page, we have the music page, we have the clothing page, we have the fitness page, we have the sports page, and we have the Bamboo Project podcast, which you're hearing right now. I'm doing consultations. You can DM me to schedule a consultation. And sometimes this podcast goes 3 hours, which we will try to no longer ever do again in life if we can do that. But for the other people who want to hear the podcast and don't want to hear the whole thing, that's not true. That's not what I meant. I know you wouldn't hear the whole thing. What I meant to say was for the people who might find this clip on Twitter or something like that, then you can come here and watch the clips from the timestamp that we put in the description below on the podcast. So we're going to have, at 5 minutes and 30 seconds, we talked about monogamy. At 10 minutes and 42 seconds, we talked about, wholesale and real estate, things like that. So you can see down below different parts of the video. Okay. So water break. Today's date is October 20th. It's Tuesday, October 20th, 1:06 p.m. If you know, we try and start at 10. Today is we starting a little later. We'll get into that, in the podcast. So this podcast has multiple segments. There are 4 main segments on this podcast. Okay. We have the life update. We have episode playback. We have Donovan's question. We have today's topics. Now, if you don't know what these segments are, I'm going to explain to you really quickly. The life update is just as it sounds, very plain and simple. Is where my life is at right now, what's going on within the last week. I just give you guys an update to see, what's going on right now. It's fun. It's regular fun stuff. But I think this segment will be really popular, a lot more popular when I'm a billionaire or even, 100 millionaire. Episode playback. That's for me to talk to my family on here to let them know, hey, last week I think I fucked up by saying this, or maybe I feel like I could have said that differently, or I went back and heard the podcast and figured, oh, nah, that ain't seem right, or I didn't elaborate on something in the last podcast. So I have episode playback. Donovan's questions is where I ask a question for you guys to just think and challenge you. And then today's topics, which is what I kind of want to talk about on the podcast. So today's agenda for the topics are marriage. There was a clip about monogamy that came out recently, right? The topic was, what was it? It was, why do girls want monogamy if they're not going to fuck their man all day? That's pretty much what it was about. Who is more toxic, men or women? That's another topic. What makes a girl a hoe? I have an answer for you guys who need to know that. And security versus excitement. Which one is more important in a relationship? So let's start with the life update. I feel good. What is Melissa writing on here? Why are you writing that on there? Why? This week. You said what? Who was this week? But I guess we can do nothing. Okay, but I still. Oh, okay. So my beautiful girlfriend. We said that on the last podcast. No, because my birthday wasn't here yet. We said it was coming. Okay, and you have to sit on the past. Oh my God. This is why, for me personally, me and birthdays don't go together, because I feel like with a birthday, it's not important, especially when you broke and poor and struggling. It's like, why you care about a birthday? I feel, because I'm like, people be going outside trying to celebrate birthday parties and stuff. They don't got no money in their bank account. They got nothing to do. They just they will scrape together their last dollar to spend it outside for their birthday. And I just be like, I don't understand it. So me personally, I don't like to go out for my birthday if I'm not in a great space. That's just my personal opinion. Everybody's different. I don't know. Melissa has her own charm of reasons why she wants to have a birthday party. Why are you looking at me like that? I'm saying. My girlfriend's birthday was this week. Why? 23. Why? Why? It's okay. My girlfriend's birthday was this week, and she turned 23 years old. So there we are. There's that. I talked about last week how I thought she became very mature for her birthday. Well, obviously you don't know if that's still the case, because he's talking about it's my birthday. Don't tell me my birthday. That's what he wants to do. You know you're 23 and you're beautiful. Your hair's growing. I think it's growing a lot. He was walking around the house earlier and I see it. Yeah, the shit. Don't think you know that I know that I saw it. So don't act like you didn't know that. So if you tuned in last week to the podcast, you will know that we are wholesaling real estate. If you don't know what that is, quick rundown. That is pretty much where you take a contract to sell a property and you flip it to somebody else. Make the money. Finder's fee. They pay me to find a property for them. They buy it. That's it. I'm out. So we've been doing finding deals. Melissa had paid $1,000 for a course to learn about real estate and how to wholesale properties. And I think it's a great course, right? It helps us. It's actually really funny. So the people that have the course have a weekly call or maybe a bi-weekly call, and weekly. So Melissa was doing reviews on whether or not she would like to buy the course before she purchased it. And she was seeing people were saying, he doesn't actually give you the money when you find the deal. It's a lie, and nobody's ever gotten the money, right? So, as any normal person would be like, oh, that's kind of skeptical about it. Like, I don't know if I want to spend $1,000. We're not rich. That's kind of a lot of money to just be spending on the tour and the course. We don't know what can come from it, right? Bruh. The other day we had listened to one of the weekly calls, right? The kind of people that pay $1,000 for this course and don't know how to, bruh. There was one lady on there, right? It was mad people asking crazy ass questions. It was just so much crazy. But there was one in particular that stood out to me. The lady was like, I just need somebody to just walk me through step by step to baby me. I think she said, hold my hand. I need somebody to hold my hand through this course. Just sound like a grown ass woman, right? She's talking about what? Filling out the contract. Oh no, I know. I didn't get to that part yet. She was like, I need somebody to hold. I don't know where to start, what to do. Mind you, this is okay. Another thing for me personally, when it comes to doing like anything, is give me the tools. I'll put the hard work and labor in. If it comes to riding my bike, if I can get a nice bike, I'll work for 10 hours straight. I have no problem doing that. As long as I have the information and the tools, I don't need you to baby me. Just tell me which way to go. I'll walk over there. I'll walk and figure it out once I know, okay, am I going in the right direction? Yes, I'm gonna figure it out. But this lady was like, I need your help, sir. He was like, what happened? She was like, oh, well, I have so when I start writing can you just like hold my hand through writing the contract? He's like, man, this man, I know he's so fed up. He sounded so fed up on the phone call. He's like, dude, what? What? She's like, yeah, I don't know how to fill it out. He's like, it's a standard contract. There's nothing else on. It's like your name. It's like the date. It's basic. What's the address of the property? There's no crazy stuff to fill out on it. It's literally, if you go on the course, it's probably like a PDF and you just insert. It tells you my name is, you put your name. The property address is, you put the property address. You put the wholesale amount that I want is this. That's it. And the things that are not on there, they give you a clause to put in there to go, hey, I want to be able to assign this. Put that in the contract. But this lady couldn't do that. So I can already tell she's probably not going to be making any deal. She's probably going to get tired of it. It was somebody else on there too that was stressing me out. Who it was not the other guy who's not from here. There was another one. I don't know where he's from. I think he was Haitian. But there was another guy that was acting kind of weird on there. He might have been from the Bronx. No, that's not true. He's from New York.
Yeah, I think he's from Brooklyn. I don't remember what it was though.
Damn, yeah, I forgot. But listen, and I think this is a lot of things that people fail to mention or you just forget in general, right? A lot of reasons why courses don't work, or a lot books don't work, education don't work, is because people don't put in the actual effort. They don't put in the time. They go, okay, I paid the $1,000 and that should be it. This is exactly what I talked about in the last two podcasts when I talked about paying for courses. You get the information for you to apply the information. You're not going, and even, mind you, you're not going to find anything in the world that is handed to you on a silver platter. It's going to come with some type of, what do you call it? Not repercussions. Some type of, what is that called? I guess a give and take, a sacrifice. You're going to have to make a sacrifice somewhere along the line. You can't go, okay, just give me everything that I need. So for the course, the guy pretty much gives you every single tool that you can use to find a property. It's literally, everything is there. He tells you where to look for the most part. He tells you what to look for. He gives you the numbers. He gives you the formulas to use. He tells you how much the rehab will cost. And if you know how to rehab a property, he even tells you he has a whole software tool that runs down the price of if you buy 5 slabs of of drywall, if you want to get a light, if you want to get the foundation fixed. He tells you that. I don't know how to fix a property, so I don't know what to look for. But if you do know, the prices are there. So everything is pretty much there. And there was a phone call where everybody on the phone call had no idea what to do. Everybody on the phone call was just completely lost. I'm not lost and like I'm confused. I don't really understand this part. It's like, I don't even know what to do. I don't know. And it's basic. I feel like it's just basic things that people on there did not know how to do. Just annoying me. But this goes back to reading books and just anything in general. There is a learning curve and you have to go and try to learn it. And then you have to fail at learning it. That is part of being great at anything. You just have to do it. Just do it and then fuck it up. Fuck it up 100 times. That's a lot. Fuck it up 25 times, 50 times. And then be like, okay, now I'm going to try, get some more help after I fucked it up 50 times. So right now, me and Melissa are at the... Okay, well, that's great. I didn't even get... That's perfect. 5 minutes of the life update or 5 minutes of the whole thing? Okay. So the real estate... Oh, right. So Melissa and I are going to upload this week. Us making phone calls to people to put in an offer for their property, right? That shit's hilarious. Like, that shit's fucking hilarious because, like I said, we don't know what the fuck we do. Like, we know what we're supposed to do, but there's a very big, the gap is big as fuck when it comes to having the information and then actually I guess doing what you're supposed to do. So a lot of people say, well, I know how to trade stocks. I know how to play basketball. I know how to sell property. And they go, how do you know? Well, I read all these books about it. I read it. I paid money for all these courses about it. I know everything. And then they actually get into it and go, yeah, none of this is how I thought it was supposed to be. So I think it was, my first phone call yesterday, right? It was actually hilarious to me. It was yesterday, the day before yesterday. Today's our third day. On the first day, I don't know how to place a bid for a property. I've never done that before. So I called the guy, like 4 people. I'm like, so, can I buy this for $100,000? He's like, what? I'm like, yeah. Just mind you, this is the first thing I said to him. I call him on the phone and I'm like, let me turn this game down a little bit. Hello? Yeah, I think that works. So,
You be testing in a different voice so you speak.
hello?
Down.
Hello?
You be like, yeah, so da da da, and you be like, hello. Yeah, so it's like.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
So either way, let's be hating because I got my Denzel Washington voice. So I call a guy, right, and like I said, I've never done this before in my life. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to buy, sell, negotiate properties. I don't know what a good property is. I don't know what foundation. I don't know how to look at somebody at a property and go, this needs $50,000 worth of work, right? I don't know. But I called the guy. I used the formulas and the software that the guy had. Called the number that I found on Zillow from a guy that was the agent for a property. And first thing I said was, I want to put in an offer for this house. And he was like, well, what do you want to put it in for? I'm like, I don't know, like 100,000. He was like, what? Yeah. He's like, do you just call people and just put in offers? I was like, did I say no?
You said no.
I was like, nah, I don't do that. Come on now. I'm experienced. What the fuck would I be doing just calling random people putting offers? Mind you, he was like, nah. Now, anybody that knows negotiation, I would assume, or who does real estate, probably knows you don't call off the bat and just be like, I'm placing an offer for this property. You might want to ask some questions first. You might want to say who the fuck you are. You might want to say what you're doing. You might want to say some of those things. Not Donivan. Donivan just wanted to let you know that I want to purchase property for $75,000 under the price you asked me for, that you put it on this website for. You put it up there for $175. I'm like, nah, $95,000 if I want to buy this for. He's like, why? I'm like, I don't know. I just assumed I could just guess a lower number and you would sell it. He wasn't going for that. And that was my first experience when it comes to wholesaling or trying to get deals. I've gotten better. And like I said, you can see these phone calls on the YouTube channel. You're going to be able to watch these. We're going to post them this week. So we're going to try to post them this week because we have a lot of stuff going. And since we started doing the real estate, we have going to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I mean, it's got like, we'll be looking for deals for 8, 10, 12 hours. And we only stop to eat. And that's it. Like pretty much it. And maybe that's it. Yeah. There's no sex happening. So it's just 8, 10 hours. That's it. So, so that was that. Yeah. So I'm excited though. I'm very excited about this because I feel like we from day 1 to day 3, we've gotten a lot better. We've learned a lot more. We've kind of lasered in on exactly what we want to do and say when we're on the phone, what we're looking for. We know what can be a better deal for people. So we just, we're going forward with that. But like I said, Melissa has her wholesale inside of the YouTube channel where she's going to go and talk about it. You still doing that? She looks very like suspicious. I don't know if she's going to keep doing it. You say.
Because like, you know how much different things it's supposed to be doing? It's really
I do know. You want to be a billionaire? The Bamboo Project, Melissa. That's what it says.
Oh, geez.
Consistency and hard work.
Eventually, I don't know. Or not consistency, but like, I don't know when, but sure.
Yes, it's going to come out, right? Because she also has to make a dress for my cousin who wants a dress.
I have to do my hair.
To do her hair. A sponsored video for hair she has to do. I don't know if you remember back in the day, like when we first started the podcast, we had shit to do. We just go to work. That was it. That ever happened? I feel like it probably did at some point. It's funny. I think it's funny. But now we have a lot of things to do. But that's that. For people who know about the iPad story, I guess 2 weeks ago, Melissa got an iPad, right? And I was like, I don't know if you need an iPad, Melissa, because I feel like you just want an iPad because you got some money, right? And she's like, no, that's my Melissa voice. She's like, no, I don't want that for that reason. I'm like, that's not Melissa voice. She was like, nah, I don't want that for that reason. Right? That's what Melissa, that's how she said it. That's how I hear her like that. So it depends on how she's feeling that day. If she's feeling like regular Melissa, she was like, nah, I ain't want it for that reason. But if she feeling me, she was like, no, that's not why I wanted it. So she got the iPad, right? And funny enough, I've been using the iPad for the last 3 days for the real estate, right? Because to me, my brain works like how you see in like all of those super sci-fi movies from like the 80s and 90s where they have to touch everything and they moving all the lasers around. They're like, okay, I'm gonna pull this number down here, pull this comparable over there, and check the price for this. And dude, that's how my brain works, right? So now that the iPad is there, I can do that on the iPad. So now I'm in the zone. I have a picture. I'm probably post that. I got on my right, I got the iPad set up. Then on the middle, I got the laptop set up. Then on the screen behind, I got the Apple TV. So it's on the TV, and I'm looking at the same time. It was crazy. The problem is I need 2 more iPads. That's the problem, because obviously one iPad is not enough. I need to get 2 more iPads so I can have, because this is the thing. In real estate, there's multiple different, I guess, companies. You got like Zillow, you got Redfin, you got Realtor. It's another one, right? I think it's another one. Either one. Those are 3 that we basically use, right? So I'm checking each one of them for properties because some of them have more properties than the others. Other sites may have more information than the other one. So I need to look at all 3 of them. Then I have the laptop to do the typing to see, okay, put the deals in, do the numbers, do the crunch and all the numbers, stuff like that. So I need 3 iPads, right? But for myself. Not for, like, I don't want Melissa to have one of my, like, I need to have all the iPads on here so that I can, do the work. I feel like it makes me very efficient when I do that. So, but yeah, so that's this. I think it's just funny that now I think I need an iPad. So the money probably should come in today because I had to. So I'm buying an iPad for myself so that I can get work done more efficiently, and that I could maybe give back Melissa her iPad to maybe use. Maybe I might have to use an iPad too while I'm doing it. And I had to transfer my points that I got from using my Amazon card that I got back in February. I'm going to use that money to buy the iPad. It's supposed to come in like freaking a month or some shit, which is mad long. I don't want to wait, but I'll wait if I have to. But I do need an iPad. I feel like it's very helpful for what I'm doing right now. So I'm going to get on that, and I might buy it today or tomorrow. So if you also know, last week or the week before that, I talked about exercising more. What's the time that we at right now?
14.
Okay, that's good. Ooh, I'm gonna get through this part quick. So, yeah, I started getting back to playing basketball. Right, Xavier is an old friend of mine, old teammate, and it's a very funny story about us as far as it's a funny story to me. I explained the story to you before, right? Yeah. So it's a really old story, and I'll probably tell it on the next podcast. It was about how he was. It's just our trajectory of how our friendship has gone from where we started to where we are now. It's just a very funny thing, but it's always been centered around basketball. I feel like no matter what happens, I can call him to be like, yo, bro, I need a player for it on the team. He's like, I got you. You can call me. I come over and help him with it. Like, go play some basketball. Like, we know that whatever happens, basketball connects both of us. Because we just love basketball that much. So he had hit me up recently. Like I said, we did not talk for years and just come and play basketball together. He hit me up to go play basketball on Saturday. And I'm like, oh, I bet. It was indoors. I know I want to play basketball indoors. Everything was great. I'm very rusty. I got pictures, bro. I look so bad. Actually, funny enough, the video are on YouTube. They're not right now because they're unlisted, but I'll make them public. But I wanted to change the thumbnail, so maybe I'll make them public and then change the thumbnail later. But you go see how I played in my first game, which is some pickup basketball on the weekends, and I'm gonna keep going regularly every Saturday. Hopefully, doing this Saturday and Sunday. It was $15 for me to go to play. While I was there, the coach was saying, because I brought my camera, the coach was saying, oh, if you do, videography, can you help me, record some videos for me? So now I look at it as an investment because I love to record basketball videos. I love taking pictures of basketball players. I just love basketball all the way around. So I brought my camera. There were some high school kids there, some college, like going to college kids. So footage is good for them. And I'm like, hey, I used to make mixtapes. I could do it again. I have no problem doing it. I love making mixtapes. I'll make some mixtapes for them. But I sprained my ankle playing basketball there. Fucking, cause like I said, I'm out of shape. So the first game, my chest was on fire. That's number one. And then because I haven't played basketball, really exercised in so long, the coordination is not all the way there. So what I'm telling my body to do is not really doing. So that's a problem. So I might shoot the ball and I come down awkwardly, which is what I did because somebody put their fucking foot under me when I was shooting and I sprained my ankle. Then I almost hyperextended my knee trying to go for the ball, which is when your knee goes the opposite direction. If you don't know what hyperextension is, and then the craziest. This is how I guess more muscle mass I need on my body because, or just strength, I guess. Xavier was going down the court, and all he did was put his arm back. Just that, not even, he didn't grab it, my arm or nothing. He just put it back, and I felt like he popped my elbow out of place. Mind you, we're on the same team. It wasn't even a serious play, but I'm like, damn, my whole elbow is fucked up. So it's just, I guess I got to get back into getting to the gym. Just, I think if I play basketball more often, it'll help me to just get that basketball body that I need to be able to play without getting as hurt as I did that day. Like I said, my ankle is sprained. I'm doing some rehab in the house. And hopefully by Saturday, if I can't play, I'm definitely going to record for sure. But I'm definitely going back Saturday if they have it again. So stay tuned for that. The Bamboo Project _sports. You can follow that on Instagram. You can see some of the pictures that we already have on there. And you can see what I post as far as videos and how the weekend goes. We're doing a lot on this side. A lot of things happen over here. So one of the family members of the Bamboo Project and I were having a conversation recently, right? Now, last week, I forgot to bring this up on the podcast because this is why I started the whole story in the first place. She was telling me about the guy that she's talking to, and I wanted to ask him what his reasons were for not making her his girlfriend. Like, what was going through his mind on it, right? So I asked her if I could ask him. She said, sure. So this is a red flag for me for any girls who are out there, right? If you have a guy that you're talking to and he is afraid to be confronted about your relationship with him, whether it be platonic, whether it be sexual, whether it be, I guess, any type of relationship, whatever you want to call it, if they're together, exclusive relationship, and he's afraid to be confronted about that, that's a red flag. That's a red flag for two reasons. One, he's probably lying about whatever he is saying to you or anybody else. That's the first thing. Number two, any guy that's talking to you should not be afraid, even if he's a liar. He should be able to stand up on his own 2 feet and say to you, say to somebody else, I like this girl because of this. Or in this case, listen, the reason I don't want to make or be in an exclusive relationship with her is for looks like this. What is that? Because whatever the reasons are, he should have reasons. If he has whatever reason that he gave to you, he should be able to give to somebody else. If he can't do that, that is a red flag for a guy. Why is that a red flag? Because that's telling you that he's a weak man, that he's unable to defend what his own thoughts are. He don't even have to be right. If he said, listen, I don't want to be in a relationship with this person because I feel like the sky is red and the world's gonna end tomorrow. That's fine, but he should be able to go, I think the world is going to end tomorrow because of the research that I did. If he's just saying, well, I don't want to talk about it, that is not a man that you should be talking to. These are very, very big red flags. This is the first red flag that I saw, right? So I went, this is before the story I'm telling you right now. I went and I wrote him. I said, hey, this is, I know the person that you're talking to, and I wanted to ask you this question, right? So I'm going to read the message that I said to this person. Hi, I said, hey, it's me from the podcast. I said, we were talking the last few days, and I told him who I was from the podcast and who I was to the person that he's talking to. I said, we were talking the last few days about your guys' relationship, and I wanted to get on the phone because I know her perspective on the situation, but I haven't heard yours from you because I already know how it goes. If this person A is telling me something, I already know that it's going to be completely different, especially if it's a female. She's going to tell me a very different story from her perspective about what's going on. So I'm like, okay, you're a guy, I'm a guy. I'm going to talk to you to get your perspective. So then when I talk to her, I have an idea of what, I'm like, listen, he said this, I read between the lines, it means this, that, and the third. This is what's going on here. His response to that was, first of all, this is a bunch of red flags. These are huge red flags. He didn't open the message from what I remember, right? He screenshotted it and sent it to her, right? Okay, fine, whatever. That's like a blue flag. It's not really a red flag. The yellow flag, not a blue flag, right? Then he was talking to her about it. I guess he might have asked her something, some nonsense. It's another yellow flag, right? This is the red flag right here. He said, hey there, hope you're well. I'm not all the way comfortable talking about this just yet, especially to someone other than her. Now, I'm going to tell you what, that's a red flag to me, because that's usually what somebody will say or do to you when they are trying to manipulate you. They don't want somebody else to come into the relationship and then try and skew what's going on. They go, okay, I need to keep this. It's a very simple way of manipulation. If I can keep everybody else away from the person that I'm talking to, then that means that they can only have my thoughts about the situation. So they can't have anybody else's thoughts. So now if I would have talked to him, I would say, hey, I talked to him and he said this, that, and the third. That's kind of strange. What's up with that? They don't want that. On top of the fact that if he talked to me, maybe he felt like he would be intimidated. I don't understand. But these are, like I said, that is a red flag. If a guy came to me and said, any guy, and was like, hey, Melissa was talking to me about their relationship, and I would go, okay, what's going on? What did she say? What is it that you want to talk to me about? Like, what is it about that you want to talk about? We can talk about we can have that conversation if that's what you want to talk about. That if I don't know you, sure, I'll entertain it because once I have the conversation with you, then I would go and talk to her and be like, okay, Melissa, this is unacceptable. I don't know why you thought it would be okay to do X, Y, and Z, but when I was confronted with the situation, or confronted with that problem of him talking to me, I handled that first, and then I come and talk to you about it. I'm not going to come and be like, Melissa, I can't do it. Then go back to him and be like, well, I don't feel comfortable talking about this because I already know the information. I already know everything. I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to help you guys figure out what y'all are going through because clearly there's a problem here. Maybe you don't. Clearly they both don't see it. And I'm going to get into what I'm talking about when I say they both don't see it. But these are red flags that I see personally, right? So he didn't want to talk to me on the phone. Again, like I said, it's a really big red flag to me. That's a red flag to me. So later, a couple days later, right? I'm talking to her on the phone again, and she says to me that he said this line to her. Right now, I'm gonna say the line, and then I'm gonna let it. I want you guys to just hear the line, and I want you to just think about what that line means to you, and if it means anything crazy to you. Okay. The line that he said to her was, first of all, let me change something. He didn't say this line to her. He was talking to a female friend of his, and he told his female friend, I worship her pussy. This is what he told her. Maybe vagina. Either way. You interchange the words. I'm going to use pussy. I worship her pussy. Okay? He told this to another female friend. Now, you tell me what that means to you. Tell me if that sounds strange to you. And I'm going to sit here and wait. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. 10. I'm counting in my head.
It's not in your head.
And it wasn't in my head. Look, I was counting in my head. So it was. Okay? So there you go. I have my hands up for people who are watching on the videos, and Melissa wouldn't be here talking about it's not in my head. What I was doing in my head was for the people who are listening, and on the screen, people who are watching. Okay, I'm very good at my job. So now, to me, this is a huge red flag. This is a very huge red flag, right? Now, her reason for this is that her reason for, I don't know. She thought it was weird, right? This is okay. There's a lot of things going on here, right? I don't know what you guys thought when you heard it. I'm going to tell you what I thought when I heard this, right? My first thing was, why is he telling this other girl that, right? That's weird to me. 2, why is he telling her that he told another girl that? Like, what's the concept of that conversation where you come up to the girl you're talking to and say, hey, I was talking to a female yesterday and I was telling her how fire your pussy was. It's like, what? Why? Then even then, that's still wild. But not even fire. That I worship your pussy. Not that it's fire. That I worship. Like the word worship is a very red flaggy word to me because it goes outside the boundary of how you should look at other people. Okay, at any part of anybody else, nobody's our God. There are very key trigger words you should look at when talking to somebody like that. Or hearing those kind of words. Worship is a very big word to me that goes, nah, you're doing too much with that kind of language, right? Now, this is my problem with females in general. And this has been coming up, I guess, on social media for the last couple of weeks, is that girls feel like they are not enough for guys. So they put up with shit like this. And they want the guy so much, they go, okay, I'm going to just look past all of these things. And I don't understand why girls feel like they're not enough. And even then, I don't care why you feel like you're not enough. That isn't what the problem is. The problem more so is that you feel like you're not enough and you're looking for somebody else to make you enough. And that's the problem. It's okay, well, guys don't want to be with me or don't want, and it's not even that they don't want to be with you. Girls feel like guys don't want to be in an exclusive relationship with me, so that means that I'm not enough. That's not the case at all. Most guys, from what I've been seeing, which I mean, I'm not surprised, ain't shit. They're either soft and weak, they're either soft and weak overtly, so you can see it. And they have that little slimy snake personality where they try to overpower you, but from a submissive standpoint. That's one. You have the other men who pretend like they're alpha males, and I'm doing quotes because that's a silly word, but you have those type of men who are screaming and loud and yelling all the time, who want to fight to protect their insecurity. Those are the other kind of men, right? Another ain't shit dude. Then you have the other ain't shit dudes who think they're smooth and try to gaslight you. They just want to sit there and run and blow smoke all the way up your ass and tell you, listen, you need to do this. You got to do this. You don't know this. You don't know that. Those are three kind of guys that ain't shit. Now, for me, if I'm talking to if I'm giving advice to a guy, right? Or even if I'm giving advice to a girl, you need a confident guy. A confident guy has the ability to do all of the things that I just named before. He knows, okay, right now is a time that maybe I should dial it back. I don't need to play the lead role right now because I don't know information about this. I need to let the person who's in charge and knows about this take the lead on this. That's how it's supposed to be. Then you go, okay, in this situation, this is another part of it. For a confident guy, they go, okay, I know that I know the most about the situation. I need to take the role and lead role on this, on whatever we're doing right now. That's what they should do. And they should also, in terms of being smooth, they should know how to make you wet. They should know how to turn you on as your guy. They should know how to do that. It shouldn't just be, I'm going to lie to you all the time so that you feel good, even though I don't really feel like that. That's my problem with girls not feeling enough, right? So back to what I was saying before. When she was talking to me about that story, I could tell that she was more concerned about the fact that he was telling that to another girl. Now what that shows to me is that she thinks I want to know what the relationship is between the girl and him. They're friends or whatever, but why would he say that to her? Who cares why he said it to her? The fact that he even used that word is what's important. It's a red flag to you. And again, this reason why I say it's outside of the realm of how you should view another human being is because what you're doing is you're putting expectations on a person that they cannot fulfill. And the only thing that's going to happen when you do that is failure. So you're setting them up to fail. You're telling somebody, hey, you are a god and I want you to be a god all the time. And when you're not a god, that person is going to look at you like, damn, why are you not being a god? It's just a form of manipulation to make you feel like you have to do certain things and be a certain way. And that's why I have a problem when people talk about, even me personally, I used to tell Melissa all the time, like there are certain, like we went to Italy and she was like, oh, you know how to get around and direction, things like that. And I'm like, I'm not special that I know how to get around. It's like we made a left and a left. I went back and made a right and a right. That's it. It's not like I know I'm like a whiz at maps. And the reason I wanted to tell Melissa this is because I'm like, look, I need you to understand that I am not a god. I'm not anything. I'm a regular person who just works kind of hard. That's it. So when we were out there, I'm like, look, go and we were coming back from another city in Italy, right? And I'm like, look, I'm not gonna tell you how to get back. You got to figure it out by yourself. I'm not telling you because I want you to know that you could do the same thing. I don't want you to think like, oh, you need me to tell you directions. I don't want you to think that I'm amazing because I know directions. It's not that serious. And another reason why I wanted to tell her that is because I wouldn't want another guy to come and tell her how to get somewhere and she feels like that's a very big task for him to do. And he's very helpful in that way. It's a normal thing to do. It's not special. So it's a lot of things like that. So when I hear this other girl telling me about the guy she's talking to, I'm like, okay, you think that the fact that he is talking to this girl and telling this girl whatever he said, that I worship your pussy is important. No, the fact that he is viewing you as somebody or having something about you that he worships is the problem, because it's only going to lead to failure. Now I don't know his personality really. I don't think he's a physical abuser, but he definitely seems like he would be an emotional abuser. So that's going to happen because that's his only form. That's his only weapon that he has to use. So when he is upset by her not being able to fulfill the role of a god in his life that he worships, then he's going to emotionally abuse her because he feels like, wow, you're not living up to the expectations I thought you're supposed to have. That's a problem. Okay, because now what's gonna happen is, what's she gonna do? She gonna feel like she's not enough. That's what's going to happen, because she's like, I can't reach these goals that you set for me. What do you mean you worship me? And this is what I started to see when we talked about it later. This is another. So we kept texting, right? And she said to me, I'm gonna read that text message because I want you guys to understand when I see these red flags, right? So she said, so I said I wanted her to ask him, what did he mean? Like, what exactly does that mean that he worships your pussy? Like, what is the context of that? Why did he say that? What does he mean by it? Right? So she said, he explained this worship thing to me, because I was like, why would you say that? Right? Now, just by reading that message alone, why would you say that? I can tell that she's thinking, why would you say that to her? Not why would you use that word? Why would you say worship? That's the thing that's important here. You have to understand, when she says, why would you say that? She has to be specific as, why did you use the word worship? That's strange. His reason was, you take such good care of it. Like, you're always nice and fresh, and it feels, and then it's a dot. He also said, no, there's a dot, right? Or a line. So I guess he said some other shit on there that either I don't want to know, or it's a long ass paragraph. I don't know. I'm gonna read it again. His reason for saying that he worships her pussy is, you just take such good care of it. Like, you're always nice and fresh, and it feels, and then continue on with whatever he said, right? Now, this is what I'm saying, because this is part of the blowing smoke up your ass thing that I talked about earlier. Because now, and this is, I have a problem with what her response is too, because she is feeling validated by that. She feels like, oh, I have a special vagina? My vagina is special? I didn't know my vagina was special. And it's like, no, it's not special. It's not special. It's not. But the fact that you think you're not enough and you're looking for him to validate you, whenever you get any compliment or anything, you're going to go, oh yes, this is great. This is what I want. And it's like, no, you should not allow somebody else to dictate what your what's that word I'm looking for? Value? Yes, what your value is, what your worth is. You determine what your worth and your value is, right? You don't let somebody else come in and say, listen, your pussy is fire. You go, well, you said that, it must be fire. It's like, no. That's not the case. So now that he has said this to her, what's going to happen in her brain? She's going to look at him like, oh my God, I finally got validation. So she's going to be in the shower now like, maybe I should probably shave a little bit more. Maybe I should scrape it a little bit. Maybe I should do this a little bit more because I want him to. No, this is the problem, because like I said, this is how you lead down the road of emotional abuse. This is how it starts, right? So I said to her, because I already knew, I could already tell. Oh, before I get to that, the rest of her message, she said her response to that was, this is what I'm saying. He said, I'm gonna read it again. You just take such good care of it. Like, you're always nice and fresh, and it feels. Another thing, sounds like some child wrote this. Her response was, I shower once a day. ... I don't understand. You mess with some nasty bitches or something? He was like, no, but it wasn't like yours. The fact that she is still hung up on, she's like, oh, well, my pussy is amazing. What kind of girls you? I don't even do nothing to it. I just be regular showering and mine is fire. That's crazy. How would get like that? God must have blessed me with some fire. No, he didn't. It's the same as everybody else pussy. It's the same thing. Do not let another person come in here and try and gas you up and tell you your pussy is amazing because he worships it. Because if what did he say? It's always nice and fresh, and who wrote it, bruh? Okay, either way, regardless of that. He said it was no. He said she said no, but he said no, but it wasn't like yours. So for me, I'm like, I already know from her response that she does not care about the fact that he used the word worship. He don't care about that. She just cares about the fact that he validated her, made her feel like she was enough, and she wants to know who is this other crazy bitch that's in a relationship that you telling this shit to. That's all she cares about. She don't care about the fact that maybe it's a red flag. She don't see that. Okay? Now, I said, what do you think about that? Again, she is not thinking about the fact that he said the word worship, which is the red flag. Her mind said, or her text read, I don't know what kind of musty people he's been with because fresh, question mark, question mark. What the fuck? Okay, again, I'm going back to this again because do not let a guy compliment you and then get to your head. It don't matter what he says to you. It don't matter. You understand what he says, you hear it, and you accept it. That's it. That's all that matters. Okay. The fact that it bothers me because, like I said, I see this very often that girls feel like they're not enough for guys, and I'm like, I've said this before on the podcast. I think that women are the most powerful people in the world. That's number one, and I believe black women. That could be biased, but I definitely believe black women are the most powerful. The reason why I say that they're the most powerful is because, in my opinion, power comes from who has the thing that the other person wants in that transaction. If I come to you and I say, I want this house, and you say, okay, I want $10,000. Who needs this more? Do I need this house or do you need $10,000 more? How do we figure this out? Once you know who needs which one more, you know who has the power in a relationship. I believe on a grand scale, women have the power because look, here's why. Another reason why. If all of turn this down a little bit. If all of the women died, there's no way we can make babies. It's not happening. It's impossible that we're gonna. As far as I know, it's impossible. I don't know. I might have heard a story once or twice where we've tried to make a baby without a woman. Maybe. It's probably very impossible. But you could take some sperm from a dead guy and put it in a woman and baby. Every time. 100% of the time, baby. You can't take a sperm and put it in a dead woman and be like, there's going to be a baby here in 9 months. It's not going to happen. So for the fate of the world, we need women more than we need men, right? That's what comes to power. That's why I say there's power. However, I say they're the most powerful. However, on a symbiotic relationship, we need both of each other, right? We need each other. So women need a strong man, right? That's what they want. Men want to be with a woman to have kids. This is how it works, right? So, what was I getting to? So that's where, and the fact that men are so strong, right? This comes from insecurity. Then this is another thing why I say that men, this is one of my things that gets in my chest. This is why I say that women are the most powerful, because men have to force women to cover up their bodies so that they themselves can subdue their primal instincts. They have to cover. They have them cover up their ankles and their shins and all the other shit. I've never heard of any woman saying, I can't have men outside wearing sleeves or sleeveless shirts or short sleeve shirts because I might fuck him. I might rape him. That doesn't happen. Because they don't have the strength to do it. I'm assuming they can figure it out. Women can figure out how to rape a guy if that's what they want to do. But it wouldn't be rape. That's another situation. That's another topic. What I'm getting to is that without doing anything at all, a woman can make your body feel things that yours will not. Just by standing there. That's it. It's very rare that a guy and a girl be in a room and a girl will get wet just by looking at a guy butt naked. It's very rare. It can happen, sure, but there are random girls walking down the street that guys want to be with on a regular basis. Guys want to fuck girls all the time. We would fuck a lot of things just to fuck, right? Good sex for a guy is more or less busting a nut. It's decent. Good sex for a girl is not just putting a dick inside her. It's a lot more work for her to be good sex for her. So guys want to fuck way more than girls want to fuck. We just need sex. Girls prefer to have good sex. Guys are like, man, whatever, I'll fuck. So that's my problem when it comes to the whole power dynamic between girls and guys, and as far as why I think women are more powerful than men. So this guy, okay, all right. So like I said, if you guys know about this conversation before from last week's podcast, they were trying to the girl wants to be in a relationship with this guy, right? But he feels like his life is not together yet, so he doesn't feel comfortable getting into a relationship, which is a lot of guys tell girls. He just don't want to be in a relationship with you. That's what that means. You say this, you see it all the time on social media. Yeah, I'm gonna read this. Yeah, I'm gonna come back to that next week. I'm gonna read that part next week on the update on that, because like I said, it's silly. It's just fucking silly. Okay, now episode playback. Honestly, I could probably keep going on that. If I finish this segment, I'll go back to that segment and read it, and go through that. So one of the people we had called on the podcast last week, we talked to two people, but I forgot what the other person said. So this person had said that she does play fight with her man, right? She does play hit him. Now I don't know why she does it. I don't know. Did she give us a reason why she does that?
You said it's like playful.
It's just fun to do. So she said she does. Does she have brothers?
She has one brother.
They don't. Yeah, okay. So I'm trying to think.
He has autism, so I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, I know they don't play fight. Not like that. I don't think so. So yeah, but her dad used to beat her. She said too. That was the thing. Her dad definitely beat her ass, right? Mm-hmm. So her dad beat her ass. So that disproves my theory that girls who don't get beatings by their dads are more likely to fight with people, or more likely to domestically abuse their significant other. That is less likely to happen. So there's that. Now, this is another thing too that I think a lot of people need to understand when it comes to play fighting, in my opinion. Because I feel like I had that playful before with my girlfriend. I feel like I had to. I can't say I didn't. If I had to really sit down and think, I feel like I did play fight with them. But that is something I feel like you do at a young age. When you are, I'll give you 16. I'll give you 15, 16, 17 in that age, right? And anything younger than that, 15 to maybe 17, I'll give you. After that, I feel like you should understand this. That the only reason that a guy would play hit you is because he has very little communication skills. He does not know how to communicate to you that he likes you and also still feel confident in the way that he does it, because he feels like by telling you that, then you might curve him or dub him or whatever the case might be. And I feel like I'm giving y'all a game. If a guy hits you, I want y'all to ask him, why you hit me? But just why? Like, what is the purpose? Because Melissa used to hit me too, right? She used to abuse me, domestic violence abuser right here in the house, right? And my question, and my aunt even hit me the other day. My mom does it too. It doesn't make any sense to me, right? If when they hit me, right, I just ask them, why? Like, why is that what is the reason that you hit me? For the most part, they usually say, I'm gonna let Melissa answer first, and then I'll tell you what I think they say. Why do you abuse me, Melissa? Why do you beat my ass? Why do I have to come home? You want me to talk about it on the podcast? Oh my God, Melissa, I'm traumatized and triggered.
When's the last time I hit you? The first time I hit you. That was the last time.
I don't remember when that was. Okay. You punched me the other day. Huh? You punched me like 2 days ago.
I punched you 2 days ago.
Wow, so you're gonna lie on camera because now that we're recording, you're not gonna say you punched me? You think you don't see this makeup? Wow, you think I just put makeup on for no reason?
Listen, what's the reason? I mean, for me, it's like it's endearing. It's endearing.
Okay.
It's like a camaraderie, like I mess with you.
She fucks with me. That's what she's saying. She's saying that because she hits me, that means she fucks with me.
Yes.
Okay, now.
Just don't hit me back too hard.
Right. So, craziness. Now, let me drink some water. Kind of parched.
It's kind of fun. It's the danger. You talked about having danger in it's the danger.
Well, let me punch you in the face. You can be real dangerous. We can be real dangerous. You come home and not know if I'm gonna beat your ass. That's real danger. You open the door, I hit you with a pipe. You be like, oh my God, that was unexpected.
That's not the reason.
Okay. Well, this is my thing. I feel like there are many a way to show somebody excitement, danger, and that you fuck with them without hitting them, right? For me, this is what I've noticed when it comes to hitting. This is what I normally see. It's usually a microaggression. That's normally what it is for two reasons, right? Now, I believe microaggression, lack of communication skills. One, microaggression, right? Because a girl will feel like maybe it's so crazy. Okay, it gets kind of deep. So when I was running a game, right, if you run game the right way, a girl feels very powerless and helpless, right? And it's a strange feeling for them because they just know that you have so much power and control, right? And it's not in a more or less malicious way or a violent way. It's more like, oh my, like, how do you know me so well? Like, how are you able to, like, perfect example. There are some girls who get upset or feel bad that a guy makes them come. They feel vulnerable. That's the better word. They feel vulnerable. They're like, oh my goodness, you know me so well. How are you able to, like, make me feel this way? I don't like that you have this power to make me feel this vulnerable around you. So what they do is to try and get that strength back is they try to hit you. That's what they do. Now, like I said, real game, two things. Well, real game is, we're not doing that. That's the real game, because then it lets them know, like, you're not going to hit me to be able to get your strength back. You're going to have to figure out how to become strength or powerful by yourself, and then we'll figure that out afterwards. But hitting me is not going to make you feel more powerful by hitting me and make your vulnerability go away. Okay? It's not going to do that. Now, what happens is, why they do that is for two reasons. They'll hit you, right? And if you hit them back, they go, okay, I know that if I hit him, he hits me back. So I have power now. Like, now I have power because I know that if I hit him, he can hit me back. And it's a weird form of power because it's like, in their mind, or people who hit people's mind like this, they think, okay, I know if I do A, I'm going to get a B response. That's how that power works, that dynamic. I have control over you by knowing if I hit you, you're going to hit me back. That's when you're very vulnerable by a guy that you really like, you want any form of control that you can get. You look for anything when you're in that situation. This is one reason why I don't run game anymore, because I don't want my girl to feel like that, where she feels like, oh my God, I'm like helpless. I don't want her to feel like that around me. So the reason why, it goes back to the worshiping thing, because she's going to be looking to use me as the stepping stool to get back to her feeling like she has strength. I don't want that. I want you to be able to have your strength by yourself without me, or having to use me as a tool to get there. And then we have a relationship. That's what I want. So that's one reason girls will hit you. They feel like, okay, you're just so smooth. Oh my God, I need to get some of that strength back. The other reason is that's because they just kind of disrespecting you. They just testing you. They feel like you a bitch. They gonna hit you depending on how they hit you. Because sometimes there's two times the girls will hit you, right? Or two, I guess, emotion they will feel when they hit you. One is when they feel vulnerable, and it's like a playful hit, like, oh my God, I hate when you do that. Oh my God, you always so strong and big. How you you make me feel so, I came so fast. Like that kind of shit, right? Then you have you'll stop playing with me. I'm gonna hit you, like that kind of hit, where it's like, oh, I'm testing, like I'm gonna test you to see, like, oh, are you gonna put me in my place? Like, how are you gonna? And honestly, kind of the same thing, but this one is a more aggressive test. I don't like play hitting and play fighting for multiple reasons. One is because it's going to lead to something else. Why is it going to lead to something else? Because she's hitting me to test me. If I'm not passing the test, she going to keep hitting me. It's going to escalate little smaller and smaller to maybe she's going to throw a pin at me. Maybe she'll, push me or something like that. It just escalates. Then we're going back and forth pushing each other. I don't even want to get in that space, because what happens is, let's say you're in quadrant A. We got 3 quadrants right next to each other, right? Quadrant A is playful hitting, right? When you're feeling good and happy, you're playing with your man, you're about to have sex, it's all good and fun. Oh yeah, this is a safe space. We can hit each other, stuff like that, right? Boom. But what happens is, when your emotion changes and you get to quadrant B, you're already comfortable hitting them. So now you're not at the end where you're going to have a physical all-out fight, but now you're like, yo, I'm mad at you, and you punch them. Not a hard punch, it's like a more serious punch. But how do we already progressed. This is the what is it called? It's called the
totalitarian.
Yes, the totalitarian tiptoe. That's what this is. It's when I'm gonna hit you a little bit, just to get a little bit. I'm gonna keep moving the goalpost more and more, and then you're gonna wonder, how the fuck did I get to a point where my girl is like really punching me? Like, when she's mad, she punch me. And it's weird because they know that you're gonna beat them, that you can beat them up, but they feel like, well, I'm gonna control you by punching, because I know you're not gonna hit me, but I'm gonna keep hitting you. That's a problem. So there's that. Now, as far as but another thing too, I don't really know of girls hitting guys like that. Like in like a younger age to start off. I know guys might start off doing. I don't know. That's not true. That is not true. Girls are abusive as hell. girl, nah, I don't even know why I even thought that was a thing. Girls used to always try to, I don't know what it is about girls and me. They like hitting me. Y'all want to explain this shit? I've been getting hit by girls my whole life. My mom, my sister,
I mean, I'm not supposed to be.
my girlfriends, girls that like me. Girls just like, you said what?
Your sister's supposed to be.
Actually, I don't know if she beat me up. I think she might have like, she did something to me. I can't remember. I'm traumatized, so I don't remember. I don't know if that's true. So I need Carfax. But I've had girls who just hit me with just because, but it's when they do, they like you. So I don't really know if guys randomly hitting girls because they like them. That's a thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, I don't know what kind of girl or guys y'all be talking to, but this is a thing. My only explanation for that, like I said earlier, is a lack of communication skills. It takes a very confident man, because you know that you have the ability to hold a conversation with somebody, to go up to him, even if you're 15 and you go, hey, listen. I saw yesterday that you liked this movie or whatever. Okay. I'm going to go buy 2 tickets for it. We can go watch the movie on Saturday at 4 after we get off of school. Boom. Conversation. Talk to them. Have a conversation. But you go, nah. And this is another thing too. You go, nah, we got to smoke weed and hookah first, and then we got to get drunk, and then we go on a date. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Or, I'm joking. Y'all don't go on dates. Y'all stay in the house. So you smoke hookah, and then you drink, and then you smoke weed, and you stay in the house, and you have sex. And that's it. Because you know why that is it? It allows you to not have to deal with the fact that you do not have communication skills. That's why. You don't know how to talk to people. So what you do is you get yourself into a state of, I don't have to properly think. And if something comes out that I don't like, I can blame it on the weed. I can blame it on the alcohol. I can blame it on a bunch of other things that's not me. It's like, oh, I know I said last night that I love you, but that's because I was drunk. Alcohol don't work like that. I don't know why people think like alcohol works like this. Alcohol don't work like that. Weed don't work like that. It don't make you say shit that's not true. It don't make you be like, you drink some alcohol and be like, damn, bro. I don't know. I'm much off this building. You're like, why? I'm gonna do that. And honestly, that's not true. Alcohol will definitely do that. It takes away your inhibitions. It makes you feel comfortable to do things you already have in your mind that you want to do. That's what that does. So you might jump off a roof. That might happen. But things you're not thinking about that you don't normally do, you're not going to start doing with alcohol. So when somebody tells you, oh, I did that thing because I was drunk or high, whatever, that's a lie. So also, as far as episode playback, I noticed that when I call people on the podcast, I think I'm going to introduce them. I'll probably ask if they want to be introduced, and then I'll say their name and put their Instagram or whatever on the screen, and then I'll put it in the description if they want to. And I have to get better at reading back text messages, right? If you guys are familiar with Eric Thomas, he's a motivational speaker. I think he changed his title to something else. He's a something. I don't know if he calls himself that anymore. But he doesn't like to do, I guess, pre-read scripts. So like, let's say that Eric Thomas, EricThomas, 2 words. And you can see, if you don't know who he is, you can see him. Very popular video called, You Gotta Want As Bad As You Want to Breathe. Something like that. Yeah. So pretty much, let's say that he is going to do, he got hired by the NFL, right? And they want him to go and make a speech, but they want to use that speech over and over again. It's going to be pre-recorded. It's not going to be off the top of the head. So he has to read it, right? And his problem with that is he feels like he's more of a passionate person. In the flow, in the moment, he comes up with some fire lines, and that's what he does. However, that doesn't really work in that instant, because they need you to follow a certain kind of script, because they need you to be on brand with whatever they're talking about. They can't have you talking about Harry Tubman was a president, and that's not true, especially if you're doing a brand deal for the NFL. They need you to know specific facts, but if you're talking freestyle at one of your events, you can kind of mess those things up. It's not that important. So it's like, it's whatever. So he has a really big problem doing that. He wasn't doing it for a very long time. He didn't like doing pre-scripted things. But I had watched, this is maybe a couple years ago now, I had watched him do one recently, and no, I had watched him do one a couple of years ago, and he had got more comfortable with it. So for me, when I'm reading text messages, right, I'm reading them very, what's that called? Not verbatim, yes, but also very monotone, because I'm reading it as if I'm like a computer dictating what is there. I'm not actually reading as if a person is reading this. And when I listen back to the episode, I'm like, I don't like the way this sounds, because it sounds like get better at reading back text messages. Eric Thomas. And you like, that's what the fuck was that? Now, what I learned from him is that you have to bring your personality to whatever it is that you're reading. So this is what happens with acting too. You can give the same role to 10 different people. And it's going to be acted 10 different ways. If they're great actors, they're going to bring what they do to that role. And I feel like when I'm reading back certain things, I have to be able to do that and not read it verbatim, word for word, dot for dot, question mark for question mark. I was reading emojis last week. The fuck am I reading emojis for? Why am I talking about she put smiley face, squiggly eye? I don't even know. It was ridiculous. So I was reading back like, why am I doing this? So like I said, now when I read something back, I'm going to try and I'm going to read it as if I was talking or saying it to somebody else, as opposed to reading a book. Even then, you got to know how to do whatever. And also the reason I'm saying this too, because when I have my own book, and I read my own book, I need to have the audible version sound fire. I can't be having it sound like some trash shit, because I wouldn't want to hear that myself. Excuse me. And one thing I learned over the last week or two, as far as media goes, is that we were taking thumbnails for pictures, right? And I noticed that you have to be overly expressive for social media, not social media, for media in general, because I feel like between two people who are having a conversation or having some type of interaction, they pick up on micro expressions, but the camera doesn't see that, especially if it's far away. You have to zoom in and see those micro expressions. So for somebody to see that I will be surprised, I have to actually really open my eyes and be like, oh my God, I'm surprised by this. But if I was in person with somebody, I could raise my eyebrows and they would go, oh, he's surprised by this. I don't have to make a big grandiose expression. But I notice when I take pictures for the thumbnail, or if I'm even doing something on the camera, when I have more of an expressive personality or more of an expressive face, it comes out more. Like you can see, you can actually, what I think I'm doing in my head comes out when I actively try to exaggerate my expression. Because I think okay, my mind will say, okay, be surprised, and I'll do this. You can't see it if you're listening, but I'll be like this. Right? And I'm like, nah, ain't nobody see it. I open my eyes, but you ain't really see open my eyes. You're like, all right, I guess. But if I say be surprised, it's like, oh wow, my eyes open, mouth open, eyebrows up, your hands up in the air, that's a surprise. But nobody does that for a regular conversation with somebody. If not oh, Melissa comes to me and says, hey Donivan, I ran into LeBron James today, and then I'm like, oh my God, LeBron. That's not how people do that. That's not in real life. People don't act like that. You go, wow, really, LeBron? That's crazy. That's how you would react in real life. You don't fucking put your hands up in the air and open your mouth and eyebrow. That's not how you do it. But if you wanted to portray that online, you'd have to do that. So that's what I learned the last week. This is just from trial and error. And I think that is why the great YouTubers are so expressive, because you actually, now you can feel what they're trying to say by them expressing. You can feel what they want you to feel by them being overly expressive. What are we at time wise?
Time-wise, we are at 18 minutes.
Oh, for this?
For this segment.
Okay.
Overall, we are at an hour and 8 minutes.
Okay, cool. So, can you? Oh, I didn't copy and paste. Can you put that one at the bottom? Put those 4 at the bottom, above.
Yeah.
The last one. Okay, so the first thing I want to touch on, I'm going to put a clip in the description so you can go and click on it to see what reference it is, what the reference is. A guy who has a podcast and a YouTube channel. I can't remember their name. The podcast I think is called Deadass, or from D to Ass, Dead to Ass, D Train. The Deadass Podcast. I think that's what it's called. So where was I? Oh, right. So he was asking his wife, or I guess they were talking to his wife about monogamy and relationships, right? And I guess he feels as though you should. Why do women want to be in a monogamous exclusive relationship, but they don't meet the sexual expectation of their man? And right, that was his thing. And then in the actual video, which shocked me, he was like, oh, he said he was. That was it. Why do women pressure men? Why do women pressure men to get married if they're not going to meet the sexual needs and expectations of the man, right? And then she was like, what you mean? Women don't pressure. And he was like, you pressured me. And that was like the bombshell dropped on the episode. Like, what the fuck? He just said that, which is kind of crazy that he even say that at all. I think that shit's crazy. Now, she was definitely surprised about him saying that. Like, wait, what? I pressured you? What you mean I pressured you? And he's like, yeah, you pressured me. Now, this is how I feel about this topic, right? The number one thing about this whole situation is that real men do not have to worry about their girlfriend not wanting to have sex with them. Okay, Melissa wants to fuck me all the time. Okay, I'll be like, Melissa, stop. I need you to relax. I have work to do. I do not. No, we're not doing that. She be walking around the house trying to get me to be. I'm like, Melissa, stop. I need to do stuff. Okay. Now, this is the thing about that, right? Now, we don't have kids, right? We don't have, we have a lot of business work related things that we have to do. But what else? They're married and they've been together for 7 years, I think, or maybe more. I think it's been more. I think it's like 7 to 11 years, something like that. And they feel like, her sex drive is going down and she doesn't want to fuck him as much. Now, my experience is that when you're doing things that girls find attractive, they want to fuck you. I can't see a situation where a girl doesn't want to fuck a man that she's married to, the father of her kid, who she is attracted, who she finds attractive. Now, this is the problem that I think men run into, right? Men don't know what women find attractive. That's a very big thing. All men know is that girls like guys that look attractive, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what guys that pretend to be like, oh, look at me, I fight people and I yell and scream. That's what guys assume that girls like. Is that part of it? It's in there. Some of it's in there, right? But here's an example of something, right? I'm gonna come back to the example. They got kids, right? Now, I don't know their life. I don't have no idea. But based off what was just said, I'm gonna assume this is what happened, right? She said that she has mad stuff to do, mad work to do, right? Now, if you want to fuck your girl and you want her to fuck you, why don't you do some of that work? Why don't you come home, right? Because this is why this is gonna be funny, right? Well, listen to this, right? Imagine you want to fuck your girl, right? So for you to fuck your girl, you have to come home, you have to clean the house, you have to put the kids to bed or do their homework, get them ready for bed. Then you have to do whatever business or work you have to do if you have a job, right? All of those three things. After you had the job, then finally your girl wants to fuck you. So you clean the house first, did the dishes, scrub the floor, whatever her chores are, whatever things that she has that keeps her tired from having sex with you, do those things. I guarantee you she fuck you after that. I guarantee you that your girlfriend will want to fuck you if she comes home and has no work to do. But here's what's funny, right? You're not going to want to fuck. You're going to be tired. That's the funny part. You're going to be like, fuck, I just did all the laundry. I just cleaned the house. I just did the dishes. I cooked food. I took care of the kids. I was watching TV with them. They got into a fight. I had to go to work for 8 hours. And she's going to be like, but I want to have sex. And you're going to be like, you don't got a vibrator? Like, you don't got like this right now? Like, you want to do this right now? Can we do this in the morning? And she's like, I'm ready to go. Let's go have sex. Let's go out and do stuff. That's what happens. And I think that's why it's so funny because, and this is the thing. I understand this, right? So when it comes to the other day, right? My beautiful girlfriend was outside. Right now, do I want to clean the house? No. Do I want to cook food? Hell fucking no. Right? Absolutely fucking not. Do I want to do a lot of work throughout the day and take care of it? No, the fuck I don't. I don't want to do any of that shit, right? But what I do know is that if I don't do any of that shit, me and my girlfriend relationship, my beautiful girlfriend Melissa relationship will be very worse. It will be like, I feel like very worse is not the right term. It will be, I want to say awful. That's what I'm trying to say.
You said very worse, like it's bad right now?
It's funny enough, I changed it from what I was first going to say to that. And what I was first going to say is kind of simple, but it's like, I want to say very bad, but I feel like my brain went to what's worse than bad, and worse than bad is worse. You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Listen. I hate my relationship. Somebody save me. Okay, obviously that's what it is. I'm dying. But I don't want to do none of that shit, right? But I know that if I don't do any of those things, Melissa's gonna come home. She's gonna be tired. If she goes outside, she's gonna be tired when she comes back home. She have to cook for me, clean, make videos, do her hair, do my hair. Bro, the list is very long. It's probably like 25 things I can name right now. Real estate, clothing, cooking, sewing. Oh shit, I need a charger for this. Like, wait, I got one over here. So 4%. Because when this shit does that, I don't mind the camera dying. When this shit died, it fuck up everything. The audio be all fucked up. Whatever. Here's charger. Yeah, so that, huh? Right, she has the virtual music tour, or not tour, the virtual music concert that she does. So she's doing a lot, right? And then for me to then do nothing but go to work and maybe take out the trash, right? And be like, Melissa, why you don't want to fuck me? I don't understand. She would be tired already. Like, it's ridiculously insane, right? It's insane for me to think that. So sometimes she'll go outside. I'm like, look, I know I have to clean the house because, for example, it's a symbiotic relationship. If she's gonna make food, dishes gotta be clean, right? She gonna have to clean dishes, make the food, then clean it again, and then wash it again, and then like, it's ridiculous, right? So this is what guys are doing. They feel like, well, I'm a guy. There are certain things that I need to do. So if I'm doing these things, I'm doing my part. And it's like, sure, you're doing your part. She's doing her part. There's no sex now, though. You got your things done. She got her things done. Now we go to bed. But if you want some sex, take the load off of her end. Take some of that load off. And I guarantee you get some. I guarantee it. So Melissa came in the house, big old Donivan is over here, I'm in the house in my high water pants. I got my medium shirt on, right? Got my toes out, and I'm mopping the house. I'm cleaning up. I'm making sure that when she come back in the house, this is a personal thing. I don't know about everybody else, but I like for if it don't matter who I'm with, as far as like if I'm at home with my mom or anything like that. If I'm in the house and somebody comes back, I want them to come back to a clean house. Like it feels good. My mom might watch it and tell me I'm lying. What I mean, Mom, if you're watching this, is that's what I like if I'm in charge of the house. But my dad would go on vacation.
It's not your house.
Right, no. If it's not my house, I'm not cleaning shit. But if I was on vacation, if my dad would go on vacation, right? He would leave me the house to sit or whatever. I can stay in the house. I want the house to be clean when he comes back. Because I want him to be like, oh, this shit is nice. I got it from, as a kid, I used to get that. So if Melissa leaves, I prefer to clean the house. Because I'm like, I know how it feels for me to come home to a clean house. So she came home the other day. You know what big old Donovan's doing? Mopping. You know what I did? I was mopping after I vacuumed, after I washed all the dishes, after I cleaned the counter, after I dusted things. Because I'm clean. I'm taking the trash. I'm getting things clean because I already know when she comes back in the house, I want her to feel calm. Because a calm girl wants to fuck. A girl who's anxious, she don't want to fuck. All she's thinking about is, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this. And then you try and slide in there, you trying to do some sex too? It's like, no, I'm not trying to do some sex too. I have other things I could be doing, and sex is not one of those things I'm trying to do. It's not it. So that's the problem that I feel like I had with that guy. Now, I watched other clips by him, right? He seems, now it's social media, so you can't really get an accurate representation of what he is. But for me, reading between the lines of what I believe I saw, he seems like a very corny dude. Also, she seems like she might also have, what's that called? She might have low self-esteem. She might have that too, based on a video I saw. Now, I don't think it was a prank. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a prank, what I saw. It just looked like he tries to pretend to be that alpha male type of guy with her. And like I said, a true quote unquote alpha male guy is a person who is confident all the time. You're chill, you're relaxed, you do whatever the moment calls for. You're not Mr. I beat you up every day all the time. I'm daddy. You do what I say. I'm there. No, that's not how it works. It don't work like that. That's a myth that you've been fed and you've been lied to. That's not what real. And this is the problem. That's not what will keep you in a happy relationship. Yeah, you'll fuck some bitches, of course, because bitches who are dumb are gonna fuck you. Girls who have low self-esteem are gonna have sex with you because they go, oh my god, you must be confident because you're very loud, so I'm gonna be with you. And it's like, no, that's not how that works. It don't work like that. Now, can a confident guy be loud? Yes, sometimes. But when you start going there, you start taking this guy out who was loud at the party, all right, that's cool. But now you at home, he's loud. Now you're on the street, he's loud. Now he's in the park, not in the park. He's in the store, he's loud. And you're like, why are you yelling at everybody all the time? What's wrong with you? You need to be able to discern these things from the guy you're talking to. And if they say they worship you, that's a red flag. So that's how you know that they probably obviously don't know what they're talking about. So that was my thing about that, right? Let's have any other words on that. Yeah, I don't see how that works. I don't see how girls don't. Like I said, I've never been in a relationship. Let me think. Honestly, that's not, no. Overall, no. The only time that I think that I wanted sex and Melissa didn't want sex is when I said, and this is for me personally, I'll know this. If I did not do enough work to make her feel calm, I can already expect not to have sex. Now, would she want to do it? Sure. She's my girlfriend. I look as good as I do. Why would you not want to have sex with me? But I understand that at the end of the day, I want her to feel calm to do. I want it to be good, enjoyable sex, because what I also don't want to do is, which I know a lot of girls probably do on a regular basis, is they go, fuck, okay, I know my job is to have sex with my man. I'm going to fuck him. And then once I'm done, I'm going to do the laundry. I'm going to cook the food. I'm going to clean the bathroom. I'm going to take care of the kids. I'm going to take the dog for a walk. I'm going to do all these things. So you thinking you over there stroking her out, and she's not thinking about you at all. She's not, you are the last thing on her brain is you fucking. She's like, okay, you, all right, I came, okay, big man, you stay here, I'll come back. And she's thinking about everything else but you. You don't want that. And this is the problem I had with these fake alpha dudes. They feel like, well, I got some pussy. Yeah, I was fucking her. I was stroking her down. It's like, bro, you can't read the between the lines that your girl clearly is not thinking about this right now. So that's how I feel about that, right? Oh, I feel like it was kind of weird. The next topic that I had was, who is more toxic, men or women, right? Now, I'm curious what Melissa thinks first. What do you think?
I think that men are more toxic.
Why do you say that?
Because y'all be lying.
Okay.
Y'all be lying. I think that, cause I think that there's a lot of females out there that either like me or like how I used to be, or just like, I feel like females be chilling for the most part.
Okay.
I feel like guys, because they're trying to run games,
yeah,
and lie, and belittle,
yes,
women,
of course.
Y'all are more toxic.
Okay.
Y'all be stringing, bruh. Yeah, crying when people trying to leave, and well, girls do that too. But damn, girls do that too. Shit. I've seen a lot of toxic guys recently than I've seen females, so I'm gonna say the guys.
The guys. Okay. So this is my theory. I think that women are more toxic. Obviously, you guys know me. You know how I get down. Women are more toxic. Now I'm gonna say why I think women are more toxic. Okay. I think that it's in their nature to be what we call toxic today. I think that the reason that I think that women are more toxic than men is because men are pursuing women, right? So we're going to do whatever we can do to get pussy, right? So, okay, I'm gonna finish what I was saying. The reason why I think this. I'm trying to get pussy from you, right? But I know that for me to get pussy from you, I have to be a toxic person. I have to do things that are insulting to you. I have to pretend to be somebody else to get you. But that's only because you allow me to get you by being toxic. So if girls needed men to not be toxic, men would not be toxic. That's how that works. That's why I feel like the guys are playing off of the... Don't make that face. What's that face for? It's always the women's fault for the most part, except for when it comes to having sex and you're not doing laundry and dishes. That's the guy's fault.
That sounds so. What's the word?
Because here's an example. Okay, a perfect example. What
do you think?
Think about the text. I'm like, yeah. So Melissa got a text, right, from one of her friends, and he wants to fuck, right? Now, here's the thing about this, right? So he is negging her or giving her. A neg is, for people who do not know, it's a small insult so that you seek validation from me. That's what a neg is, right? Now, the only reason why these things work is because I believe that Melissa would have to be toxic for it to work. Okay. That's what I believe, right? For it to work, you have to be toxic. Now, what does that mean? Low self-esteem is a toxic trait. Okay. So before, I believe that if Melissa got this text from this guy, because he wrote a really long message where he was pretty much insulting her the whole message, but also trying to be nice. So it's supposed to be a body of niceness with a bunch of small little jabs in there throughout the whole thing, right? She responded with thank you. His response was some bullshit like, wow, that's all you gonna say, right? I should have expected it. Something like that, right? That what he said? Right? For the most part. So why would he do something like this? The reason why is because this works. It works on women. It works because now a insecure person goes, well, why did you say this thing about me? Why do you feel like that about me? I want to know. I need you to tell me. I need to seek your validation so that you can make me feel better about what it is. If you feel like a child, which is, it's just so funny. Listen, I've been preaching this for like 10 episodes, 15 episodes now. What episode is it where the other one called you a child? Was that episode 15 or some shit like that? I think it's episode 15. Right. Everybody likes to tell her, oh my God, all the guys I want to fuck always go to, I mean, not even with her, just in general. It's a general, girls, listen, this is it's like a rule book. The guy's going to be like, oh my God, you gotten so grown now. You gotten so mature. You gotten so big. Oh my, I remember when you used to, and now you're so, oh my God. That's what it is. It's game. It's simple game. Y'all need to pick up on this shit, right? So the reason why, like I said, guys do this is because it works. So insecure girl wants to go, what do you mean I've grown up? This is, oh my God, this is exactly what I was talking about earlier on the text messages, where a girl says to a guy, right? Oh my God, you grow. I think that's even worse. What? You think it's better to see validation after a compliment or an insult?
I don't think you should be seeking validation.
I don't. 100%. Which one do you think is worse?
Worse?
I think
after an insult.
I think a compliment. Because I feel like you got the compliment already. You want more validation? I feel like with an insult, at least you could be like, like, why do you think that? Yeah, like, why you think what? But I feel like if somebody comes to you and says, wow, you have some great sneakers on, you go, really? What do you like about my sneakers? It's like, damn, bro, you really thirsty for a compliment. But if I say, yo, bro, I don't like your sneakers, it's like, why? Because I think that they're last year's season. It's like, oh, okay, all right, whatever. And I feel like that is more acceptable for that reason. Either way, seeking validation is wrong. So an insecure girl will see a text message like Melissa got and go, I need to find out why he feels like this about me. I need to find out why he is saying these things about me. I don't understand why he's doing this, right? So an insecure person or a toxic person is going to exhibit these traits outside of that interaction. And that's why I think that it stems from the woman. The guy is always chasing the woman. Whatever. What?
Oh, how someone hit my phone with toxic energy. I say thank you. They on their energy again. But it's the woman's fault? It's my fault? How'd that work?
Yes.
How?
Because if the woman responds to it, she is allowing the toxicity because of her.
Responding to it at all.
No. Okay. What he did only works on toxic women. So you have to be toxic when I get to you for this to work. I don't have to be toxic to do that. It's just I'm doing it because it works. I know if I find a confident guy and go, bro, if you insult a girl, let's say you don't know about girls. You go, if I insult a girl, this gets you pussy. You go, what? Yeah, listen, watch. Go over there and tell her that she's ugly. She gonna fuck you. All right. Hey, you ugly. Oh my God, you wouldn't have sex? You're like, what the fuck? Why did that work? Bruh, that's how it works. That's what it is. So like I said, I always listen. Yes, I'm always going to, for the most part, put the blame on the women because you guys have to change you guys will do whatever y'all want them to do if they want to fuck. I'm telling you, if girls came together, this is it. Do not say that. Forget that. If a woman as an individual told herself, I am not going to deal with these traits, I can guarantee you will not deal with a man with those traits. You will not have a guy that's doing those things to you. It's simple. It's simple math. It's very simple math. Toxic trait, very small toxic traits. And tell a guy, listen, this is toxic. This is childish. This is manipulative. Do not do these things. Get it in check. He'll go, oh shit, all right, fat. All right, bet. I won't do it no more. And he'll stop doing it. Funny enough, you might not like him no more after that, but he won't do it no more. I guarantee he won't do it because he's like, oh, this don't work. Like, if guys were going to girl, if I could give a girl a compliment and say you look pretty and she would fuck me, why would I ever insult her? What would be the? I'm not gonna get what I want out of that. Funny enough, right? This is something that I learned from Jordan. I'm supposed to meet this week. He's a old friend and old teammate and old classmate, right? So, and this is very profound to me. If you come on the podcast, I'm probably gonna tell a story again. We were in the 7th grade one time, right? And I remember that we were maybe 6th, 7th grade at Mount St. Michael, right? We were in the staircase. Not the staircase. We were like about to leave in the hallway, whatever, right? And I remember that this is around the time people started wearing like tighter jeans. People were wearing like the electric blue pants, electric blue skinny jeans, and green and shit like that, right? Now I didn't wear none of that shit, right? But I used to still wear like, my waist might have been a 29, maybe 27 back then, maybe smaller because I was younger. I was wearing like a 45 waist pants. Like my pants were big as I was wearing my mom's boyfriend's pants, and he was big, so I'm wearing big ass pants, right? And I remember that Jordan had started wearing like fitted pants, right? And I remember being like, yo, why you wear fitted pants? He was like, girls like fitted pants. And I was like, what? He was like, listen, if girls prefer when you wear fitted pants. And I was just like, so you're telling me that if a girl wanted you to wear a skirt, you wear a skirt? He was like, yes. He was like, because if the girls are fucking the guys wearing skirts and you're not wearing skirts, who are you fucking? And that was like profound to me because I'm like, if all the girls want guys to wear skirts and I don't want to wear a skirt, they're not going to fuck me. So why am I not wearing a skirt? And it hit me like, I'm probably going to wear a skirt. If it was general consensus around the world that skirts get pussy, I'd probably wear a skirt. Why would I not wear a skirt? It don't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. So how do you feel about that?
When you put it like that, I guess it makes sense.
Right? And I'm like, that, and I will never forget that conversation because it really opened my eyes to be like, one, the fact that he said that, and two, the fact that I said, yeah, I would do that. I was like, yeah, absolutely. I'm like, it's silly that I would even think to wear anything else. And mind you, this is obviously a broad generalization because there's going to be some girls who like skirts, some girls who don't. But if for the most part, if I can do this thing and get majority of girls, I'm going to do that thing that gets me the majority of girls. So if the majority of girls are getting got by guys who are being negative and being toxic, why would the average person who doesn't even get that much pussy go through the work of going, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the complete opposite of what everybody else is doing and hopefully get some. Why would you do that? You're not going to do that. Your friends come to you and say, bro, that girl trying to fuck. All you got to do is say this, that, and the third. It worked. Boom. Go ahead. Now, like I said, it's a very few amount of people will go against that grain. I'm one of them. And only because I did it and I realized that it worked. But I'm like, I don't like the repercussions of this. I see that it works, but this comes back to the whole toxic thing because I know that I don't want to do those things. I'm like, oh, this is what works. I'm going to do it. I did it. And I'm like, nah, this don't feel right. Like treating girls like this, treating them like numbers. I remember feeling so bad talking about girls or when I was talking to girls like that because it's almost like how I'm doing now with leads. And leads are properties that you're going to buy, right? So you just cold calling people at that point. You're like, I don't even remember anybody that I'm calling. I'm just calling people to call them over and over again. And if I get a girl's number or whatever the case might be, or I talk, we fuck. That's it. And now my brain has gone to, okay, I more or less have a script in my head of what I'm going to say to get pussy, how we're going to act, what's going to be done. I'm going to call her. I'm gonna meet her, try and fuck the first day. If I can't fuck the first day, I'm gonna try and fuck the second day. And then there's tools to do it. And it's not a slimy kind of fuck. It's like there are. I'm gonna give you some games how it would go real quick, right? Okay, if I was doing a Tinder date or Tinder thing, this is how it would go. I'll get her number, right? First, text less than she texts you immediately. That's the first thing you do when you're texting her. Get her number as soon as possible. If you can get it in the first 5 bubbles, good. Get her number. Then you call her that afternoon. You call her. She's gonna be confused. Why you call me so early in the afternoon? Go listen. She's gonna be confused as to why you're calling her so soon, because no guys do that, right? Then you'll say, yeah, I want to hear you. Go listen. I want to hear your voice. You know, most guys don't call in the middle of the day. I just want to hear how you sound. How you doing, right? And they go, oh my God, that's so crazy. And you go, yeah. Now, but this requires you to be able to hold a conversation. Now, most girls will answer the phone and talk to you. First of all, if she answered the phone, she wants to talk to you. That's the first thing you have to understand. So now it's up to you to figure out how to keep her on the phone. Same thing like with sales or anything else like that. So now you're on the phone talking to her, right? Now your goal is to get her to be attracted to you. There's 2 ways to do that. You have to talk about sex, so you bring up words like panties. You throw it in a weird. You throw, as long as the word is used, panties, sex, fuck, anything like that. As long as the word is used, you're good. All you have to do is break the boundary between us being friends and us having sex. So you might be like, listen, yeah, I'm watching this TV show right now. This girl has on these fucking red panties. I'm like, she looks crazy in these red panties. As long as you say the word, it's not in her brain. She's thinking about panties. And now you already have the door open to talk about panties or sex. And you just keep going through that door. Then if you get more comfortable, then you might ask her. And you have to respond to how she's responding to you. Because like I said before, it's always about what the girl wants. You have to fit into what she wants. You can't come to her with what she don't want. It's like you can't sell something to somebody they don't want. That's how it works. So you do that, right? Now, if you're really good, now there's nothing that guys don't understand either. As I said about being confident. If I'm talking to a girl, right, I would say these exact words. I want to see you. That's it. I don't say nothing else after that. I leave a pause and that's it. I let her go, what? I want to see you. That's it. What do you mean? Okay, look. Today I get off work at 3:30. Okay, you live X, Y, and Z. I'll come get you. We can go on a walk and we can go eat at a spot near you. Today, yeah. Listen, right, I get off work, bitch. Okay, she's off her feet. Don't even know what's going. She's like, mind you just met her that same day. You met her in the morning. You talked to her on the phone for 2-3 hours in the afternoon, and you go meet her at 6-7 o'clock. Now, when you meet her, you gotta break the touch boundary. When you see her, give her a hug. I tried doing this. It's not. It works, but you have. I wasn't really my thing. It does work though. Like give them a kiss on the cheek when you see them first time, because they don't know you. So you give them a hug, kiss on the cheek. Now they think you're a very affectionate person. So now when you're out with them, you can grab their hand, touch their shoulder, things like that. My personal technique was, oh, let me see what kind of fingernail polish I have. Oh wow, yeah, green fingernail polish. I'll grab their hand. I'll put my, just hold their hands, things like that. You break the touch barrier. Now you're making out throughout the day, right? But like I said, you have to escalate to that. You got to pass some tests on the way up there, whatever. But the main thing is to fuck on the first day. By the end of the night, you have to have somewhere to have sex at. That's it. And then you have sex. It's not hard. And if you do it on the first day that you got her number on Tinder, that's like great. But maybe you got spread out to 2 days or 3 days. But you're talking about you waiting a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to fuck? No. But the main point of what I'm saying is that you have to, when you're talking to a girl, you are doing the things that she wants. But the problem is that guys don't know what the girl wants. That's the problem. So this is why I put the onus on the women, because you have to change what you want so that you get better men and so that men overall become better. You sacrifice, you saying that you're not enough. So now girls feel like, oh, I'm not enough. What they going to do? They're going to settle for a dude that ain't shit. And then they're going to wonder why they keep getting ain't shit dudes, because a lot of women keep doing the same thing, talking about I want a guy. I just want a relationship. Why he don't want to be with me? I don't understand. He don't want to be with you because something's wrong with him. Let me not say that, because he might be wrong with you too. I don't know you. You might be something really crazy with you. So there's that. Now, the next topic is what makes a girl a hoe. What time are we at right now? Because I think I might not make it to the last topic, but
we are at 1:41.
Okay. So this will be the last topic, and then I'll cover security versus excitement and rich slave versus poor slaves next week. Oh yeah, I'll do Don's question at the end. So this is what makes a girl a hoe. We're at what, 140 already?
What time did
I don't remember, but it's probably I didn't stop it, so probably like 3 minutes, maybe. It's not enough. I mean, I think it's a good episode. So but it's that 2 hour time mark that people get fucked up at when they see it. So, what are we at? 140.
I think you should do the questions and end it.
Yeah. So okay. So, all right. So we're gonna talk about what makes a girl a hoe next week. And I'm gonna end it with Donovan's questions. I know y'all excited. I want to hear more. So next week we're gonna do what makes a girl a hoe, security versus excitement, and rich slave versus poor slaves. That's on the topic agenda for next week. Unless something else comes up or we have a guest. Donovan's questions today. Right? Donovan's question. One question. Okay. Listen.
It's right there.
I know where it is, Melissa. This is called building up anticipation. Relax. This is called building anticipation. Okay. I'm going to do it again. Everybody be quiet and wait and listen. Okay, this is Donovan's questions. How do you feel? Imagine yourself at work. Right? You're at your desk at work, wherever you work at. And you have a Karen walking in, white woman, right? Mayonnaise looking. Walks into your job. And she is wearing a big 80s Black Panther afro. Huge afro, right? Now just sit and think about it. What would you think? How do you feel when that happens? Okay, just think about it. Close your eyes and imagine it, envision it. Now, ask yourself to imagine if you was to go to work and you saw a black woman, a black queen who has been lied to, wearing a straight haired wig, flat ironed hair wig. It's straight. Okay. Now imagine it. Close your eyes again. She has straight hair. Black woman, straight hair. White woman, afro. Which one of those is weird to you? And why is it weird to you? It's Donovan's question. All right. So now we're going to, I guess, scroll down, Melissa. So again, consultations. DM me to schedule a date for one of those consultations. I'm telling you, I got the heat for y'all. Y'all dealing with ain't shit men. Y'all dealing with ain't shit women. Or y'all who are man don't know how to deal with a woman. I know what the women need and not that toxic shit. I know what they really need, what makes them happy. I got the info for you. I got you. Listen, my girlfriend Melissa, happy all the time, 24/7. She loves me, everything I do. Okay, everything, all the time. You see? Oh, you can't see me, whatever. But you know, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So, DM, Instagram, DonivanGray. DM me on there for no, that's not true. DM me on the Bamboo Project _podcast if you want a consultation. That is where you will DM me at the Bamboo Project _podcast. We are welcoming guests if you live in the tri-state area from 10 to 12 on Tuesdays. We're shooting podcasts. Okay, every Tuesday we here all the time, almost 25 weeks in a row. We here, consistency. And if you have not already done so, check out our social medias. Okay, mine is DonivanGray, DonivanGray. My beautiful girlfriend's is AnetaBurn, AnetaBurn. You can find us or find all of our different projects. And we're doing a lot over here. We're gonna be billionaires. Watch. We have a food page. We have a clothing page. We have a music page. We have a fitness page. We have a sports page, which is getting popping now. And we have the Bamboo Project _podcast page. Okay. Bamboo Project out.